Hello, 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 and welcome to 954 Miles of Conversation. I am your host, William T. Vaughn. My co-host, Christy McDonald, is back from sabbatical. This is our first. Is it our first show again, or is it? Is this the first one, Christy?
Yes.
Oh, it's the first. Okay, okay.
Oh, the
Um,
second. Well, the first that we
Okay,
done.
I brought you. I brought you back, and now this is the first show we done together with a guest.
Yes.
The night show that we're getting ready to do is basically behind the scoreboard, the unveiling of the real game. What is the real game? The unveiling of what's going on behind the sports scene, what that commentator looks like, and what they see in their viewpoint. Our tonight guest is Antonio Davis from El Dorado, Arkansas. Welcome, Antonio, to the show.
Hey, glad to be here. Glad for the
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah. 954 Miles of Conversation is always trying to bring a new light to the podcast scene and basically showcase that raw talent that we have in Arkansas, Omaha, Nebraska, Texas, wherever we are. We try to put that showcase that talent. And I've seen your work over the years, so I'm very happy that I was able to get you on this show because I've been preparing for this show. What 3 months ago, trying to get it out there.
Hey, you so modest. I'm telling you, man, you so modest, man. Hey, look, hey, I don't want this to be your worst word you ever made. You're like, where you get that clown from?
Yeah, so I've actually been following his work for quite some time and admiring his work, the stuff that he's been doing in the community, the things that he's been doing with the youth down there in South Arkansas, the sports stuff that he put on, and the stuff he do for the church and that he give back to the community, especially to other communities in South Arkansas. I'm not just saying that because he's here. I'm telling the truth about him and what he has done for the community because his work is out there. You can prove his work by what he has done and what he continue to do, and the things that he's has done for other communities. He's doing some stuff for Hampton, Arkansas. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat. This is the man right here. This is the man. It's
Hey, man, I love
like,
it. But check this out. Y'all don't understand. I watch y'all, and this, I like, man, y'all be role models. So, hey, you gotta pat yourself on the
I I was in Arkansas probably back in December, and you was calling a basketball game over in Camden Fairview area. You remember that?
back. Yeah,
Camden and
yeah.
El Dorado, man. And I was actually my brother. I was with my brother at the time, and I'm sitting there. I'm bewildered over the crowd, but what got me was the police officers there. How many African American police officers was in that facility? I was
Loaded.
counting them. I was like, it was even like 6 or 7
Yeah.
police officers just in South Arkansas. I've never seen that in my lifetime. That's the first time I've ever seen that. And as a retired detective with the Laurel Police Department, that was a sight for me to see that type of number of African American officers, and a lot of them were females in there that was dealing with those children, and there was some things that was going on. You was commentating. I'm gonna tell you something. You didn't even realize I was watching you. I got a couple of pictures. I got to tell you about this. You was actually calling the game, but you was focused on that door because every time one of them police officers moved, you look. You would look. You paid attention to what was going on with those police officers. And I said, oh, he really, and that's what made me really put this show on. I'm like, okay, behind your eyes, you calling the game, but what really is behind the game that we don't see, that a lot of
Hey,
people don't see,
hey,
what's
when
really
you
going
talk,
on.
hey, when you really talk about this day and time, man, we've been in some bad situations, some tight situations where hey, our life is on the line every day. No matter we doing stuff to get back to the community, trying to for people that can't get out, listen to the game. But again, we got to protect ourselves. And fights break out, we hear the jibber jabber behind us, and we still have to call the game. It's like that's why almost we being aware. We like what's going on, and every police officer we we want to live and go home to our homes.
Yeah.
Uh, and we know society is different. And I know we were talking about the record about the '90s.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought you looked like a,
I mean,
a kid, like a young adult, like a young person. You look like a young person, so I
I,
didn't think you knew
I am.
anything about the '90s.
Hey, I look. I grew up in the '90s. I'm an '80s baby. I'm an '80s baby.
Okay, that's whatever.
Early
I was
'80s.
'90s.
Early '80s. But so much is transpired with the game. It's totally different. It's totally different. It's more a show. And, it's not. A lot of people don't take the game as serious.
Mm.
Especially here in Arkansas, they just playing just to be playing. Their parents making them play. Parents try to live their life through their kids. That's the biggest issue behind the game.
Mm.
That's the biggest. That's the big issue.
I got some questions. We do got some questions. I'm gonna start off with the first question I have to ask because I want to get this thing rolling because I've been watching my sister's son, my sister's daughter's son in athlete. I actually did a video with his father, and his father's a condition coach, and he works him out. He's really getting him into it, but he's an athlete, but he's not pushing him like he's trying to fulfill his life in his shoes.
Mhm.
He's letting him do his own thing and try to make his own way. And but he's putting that guidance in it. So I like that part and that aspects of it. But can you share some examples of conflicts or controversies that have arisen behind the scenes in sports that does not get talked about at these games and it does not make that newspaper?
Hey, hey, it's all the mama visits
Ooh.
and the mama visits to the locker room.
Oh my
We have
God.
and this the big thing. You have to understand that um, the coaches have a job and they try to do the job to the best of their ability. They not we might not we see stuff differently, but the thing about it, they have to eat, so they're going to do what it takes, and they want to do what's best for their child. A lot of people don't understand that coaches they try hard as they can. I have a very great relationship with all coaches I talk with.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's not the coaches. It's not nearly coaches. You have to have talent. And a lot of people want their child to play. And
Mm.
so when their child don't play, and this their biggest thing, my kid come to practice like that kid does, but what does he do at practice? They don't see that part. They only see the part when the lights come on Thursdays and Friday nights.
Okay.
And so that causes a big issue with the coaches. That you got some coaches that go for it, or you got some coaches that their kid got money, they go politic a little bit. Because this is what I always tell them, and I'm being honest with you. Do you want your child to eat bologna on the road on Friday night? Or do you want them to eat steak?
Mm.
And
Wow.
so, you know what most parents say? I want my
What?
child to eat steak.
Okay.
So guess what? You keep your mouth closed then.
Mm.
Because you ain't put in. Especially us. We not supported. It's amazing that most of our schools in South Arkansas are the football team is 85% black,
Mm.
but the stands are 85% white on Friday nights.
Wow. I,
I don't see parents. I don't know these kids' parents until senior night. That's one time a year.
come on, Christy. It's on your tongue. Come on.
Well, I am a parent, and I am the mother of an athlete, a basketball athlete. So my question, my first, because it's two part.
Mhm.
One, I think that there should be a boundary with discipline our children with coaches, because
Mhm.
I've heard some coaches curse, say some things, demeaning things, and that's one. And then two, sports are not cheap. I mean, we spend a lot of money as a parent. So I hear what you're saying when you say, I want my son to play, but those sports are not cheap. We spend thousands of dollars and we do want to see them. We don't care how you divide it up, make it longer, make it tighter, make it whatever you need to make it. We want our money's worth. I'm gonna say that from a mom perspective. We
Now,
want
when
our money's
now,
worth. We paid for it. We pay. It's like we paid for it. We paid for entertainment, and we want to see. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We paid for our child to be in the sports. The games are entertainment. Y'all, these videos that these athletes are making now, the $300 and $400 that our parents have to pay for editing and footage. I mean, it's entertainment. That's what it
Mm.
is. I'm gonna call it what it
and
is.
see, that's the problem with the game now.
No, no, no,
It's
no, no. We want to
it's
see it. We
entertainment.
want our entertainment. We want to see.
Y'all
We
want
want that footage
entertainment,
of them
man.
dunking so we can put it on that tape that we paying to have this edited feature done. We want to see all that. We want to see them wrestling up against people. We want to see that on the video. So yes, I said it. I'm gonna say it for all the mothers out there who's thinking it.
Okay.
We don't
So,
want you cussing out our kids. That's a no because we don't like all that. Yes, I said that too. And then number two, I'm gonna say this again. We paid for entertainment. We want to see it. We don't care how you have to make it happen, as long as you
Oh,
make it happen.
okay, Antonio. Let me tell you something.
I
I
said
want
what I
you
said.
to. I want you to address that because I'm gonna address it too. But go
yeah,
ahead on and address it.
my question to you is: if you're paying to play, what level is that on? Is that AAU style basketball?
Mm-hmm.
And see, at that level, in my time, when you was on AAU, you was good and you was go play because that's what it was all about. It was so you the coach get the best player. Now AAU is a fundraiser.
Mm.
You got kids that can't even hold a basketball, and
That
this
is
is
true.
fact.
No, that's true. Now you're being
That
100%, but we
child,
don't get our money's worth. We don't get our footage. We get a few seconds of playtime, and we paid thousands of dollars to the organization. I'm just saying.
well, and I tell everybody, you pay that kind of money, you might well get your own team. And you know, child can look like, hey, like LeBron James. After that, he gonna go get his own basketball team. Cause his son ain't gonna cut the mustard in the NBA. He know it.
Mm.
So
So you saying
that's
the
my
women are
thing.
weak?
We have put too. It's entertainment. That's the issue. It's not serious. It's not real to a lot of people. They get out there and play, and that's why a lot of injuries happen. And people, I tell them, this is a difference. And everybody want to go to NFL. Everybody want to play at these big Power Five schools.
Okay.
But my thing is, what separate? I was as a kid, what separates you from the world?
Mm.
Is it that your parent put thousands of dollars into you for you to look good and wear the $300 shoes on your feet?
Yeah, we do that
Or
too. We have to buy different shoes that they can't wear.
okay,
They cannot touch anything but the court or that court
and
that they
so
want to play on. I mean,
and
yeah,
so this my
I'm a
thing,
mother. I am a mother of it, so I'm gonna
yeah,
speak it up.
and I get that, but if
Mhm.
you can look good, the only person I think can look good and did what he did was Deion Sanders. He only
Okay,
wanted to look good and back it up, but never got dirty.
Mm.
okay, okay.
Now that he's generational talent.
So what you're
But
saying is that we're paying, and some of it is not generational talent. I hear
it's
that.
just
So you keeping it real. So I understand that. So
yeah,
let
but a
As,
lot,
as
but
you
just
as you can see that I'm strolling something on the bottom. I want my viewers and listeners to look at what I'm strolling. Stop putting lipstick on a
stick
gorilla.
on the
Tell the
gorilla
truth.
and still gonna be. But just to think about
Hmm.
it, and I tell it's okay. I want to see kids at a certain age. I expect every kid to play when they're young. I say 9 8 9 years old. Let them play a little bit. They still learning. They still learn how to hold a basketball or how to stand just to get in play, just to see just the excitement of it. The seriousness of it is not as intense. That's why. But when you start talking about when they start getting fifth grade, sixth grade on up, the talent level changes.
Yeah.
And this is the thing about it: the older they get, if you go, and they not getting any better, a lot of kids don't grow with it. And in us as people, we don't invest in our kids in the right way. We want to go out there, we want to go AAU, we play basketball year round, but do we go to fundamental camp? Are
So
we
do you
putting
mean, are we
thousands?
paying for personal trainers? Are we paying
Are
for
we put
membership
that's
fees?
the thing? Are we
That's
paying for
we
personal?
are. We
Are we
are. Well,
putting our
I'm
money?
going to double down for the parents. We are paying for the personal trainers. We're
And
paying for
so
them to go to the camps. We're paying for them to have one-on-one time in basketball coaching and fundamentals. So we're talking about all of that. So what do you what tell me what
okay,
you
so if
saying?
they're doing all, is it helping you?
Mm.
You
Do you
know,
see the
I I
improvement in the
I, I
child?
think. Ooh, okay, so I'm gonna answer this honestly. I'm not gonna put lipstick on a
Go.
gorilla. We can
Uh-uh.
invest. We can invest in them so much into our own detriment. So we can invest into them until they have unrealistic expectations.
Hmm.
They think because we have dressed them very good and they look very good, they're automatically going to be in a certain uh, status because they look the part. But to
Hmm.
be real, they're not putting in the work. They don't have the work ethic. They don't have the skills. And then oftentimes with they don't even have the grades. So,
Mm.
That's the big part.
as a mother of an athlete, I just feel like, keeping it a beam, which I'm gonna keep it honest, you know, um, grades are a big factor. And if you don't
Yeah.
work hard and you don't have the work ethic, and then on top of that, your grade suffers. I think that they have unrealistic expectations. And
Mhm.
because we've invested so much, I think we internalize and start lying to ourselves about what this really is because you've spent so much money. You want it to be something that maybe it's not.
And it's not saying that all parents, but some of them looking like, okay, this child is pretty good. They looking for payday later on down the road, and when it don't go
Absolutely.
that
We
way,
think because we
and
made an investment, we want a return on our investment. I'll be honest,
and
I'm
it,
those parents. It costs a lot of money.
and
And
that's
let
what
me
it's. But you want to expect it. You want an investment
Yeah, but
in your
then at some
child.
point you have to realize what the coaches are telling you, and I think with kids it is, and I use the word entertainment just to stir you up because I think what happens, and I was saying it for a reason, not because that's what my thought process, but I have as a mother of an athlete, I know that once it gets to the entertainment phase for them, they're showboating and they are not taking it serious. They really don't know what really goes into it. They haven't done their research to know, what it takes to be a great ball player because it's certainly more than the shoes that we put on their feet for the game or the matching or the outfits. And I think that they get into outfits and they dream of the NBA before they even made the NBA money. And I think that they have these dreams that sometimes become unrealistic. And that's
let me
what I mean. Yeah, go ahead.
let me ask you something because and just and as a I know you my co-host, but I'm finna ask you,
Mhm.
what did you pay for a pair of tennis shoes for your son?
Oh,
Was
$300 or $400 easy because my
so
son wears a size 16, so it was
okay,
really
wait a minute.
hard. And then you
So
can't order shoes. That shoe game thing that they have, that I would wait on a line forever for a shoe to be sold out, and then I turn around and I have to go to some other site to order them. And with my son's size, $500, $400 easy, and then my son was the one who couldn't wear them anywhere. He had to have certain ones to go on certain court, so it had to be this pair for court, particular one. So easy, it's thousands of dollars.
and listen, I'm finna ask this question.
Hmm.
How good is your son?
Well, of
Be
course,
honest.
I'm going to be honest. I think there was a lot of potential there, a lot of potential, but I think grades and really taking the fundamental the coaching, because sometimes we don't want to be coached. We think we know everything, so we
Mhm.
can't be
Oh,
we can't be coached.
so is it fair to say that you spent $400 something on some $10 feet?
You could say that, and
Okay.
again, I will be honest. Yeah, I'll say that, but I definitely think the potential was definitely there. My son was very athletic. I think the talent was certainly there, but sometimes um, we're not prepared. And nothing against my son because he's great, but I just think you really have to know what you want, and you have to be coachable. You have to be coachable.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I graduated in 1987,
Hmm.
so I came up in a different area
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
of sports to where
Hmm.
the coach didn't mind cussing you out,
We don't like
motivate.
that parents.
Hold on. Let me say this. Didn't mind cussing you out,
Yeah.
motivating you
Hmm.
to another level, taking your helmet and shaking it, and getting in your face, making you get in there and do the job that he
Hmm.
asked you to do. Um, we was taught that way. It
Hmm.
made us tougher. It made us more responsible, and it made us more committed. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think these athletes that are raised now,
Hmm.
they are so soft. They walk around with a magical bottle that those parents have kept in their mouth and
Yeah.
never took it out.
I
And you got this bottle that he knows that when he start crying, He's waiting on you to wah, wah, for you to put it in his mouth and you to go and speak for him
Okay. I
so he
picked
can
that
take
up.
it to another level. And I think that's the
Okay.
problem that we're having in sports today because they want everything given to them. They don't want to earn nothing.
Okay.
They don't
and,
want to
but
earn nothing.
and that started, not just on the high school level. That's why this transfer stuff have really made kids soft. It has happened right here in Union County. They don't want to come. They'll skip over El Dorado to go to another small school because they ain't got a 20 plus so they can play.
You know
But
they
and
stopped
so
doing
I
that. You know my son wants to do that every other year.
yes, and so I have a
They stopped doing
so
that. You
yeah,
have
but
to write
they
a
let it.
letter
That's
and a
not,
lot of stuff
but
to
they
go
call
with it.
school choice. And
Yeah.
so I had an opportunity to watch kids that
Mhm.
play. They came in. That's something some of them go hear it. And it don't matter to me. You got kids that came from 5A going all the way down to 2A. But sometimes it's not where you play, it's the person. No matter how bad you think that coach is, it's the person that is with it in the same way he played somewhere else. He played just the same way. It's something wrong mentally with some of them, and they just don't have it. You want to have it, it's just not coming. And like you said, they look good in the past. They look like a player, but at the end of the day, they need to be on the other sideline cheerleading. And I don't even think they tough enough to hold up some of them cheerleaders over there. But that's
Ooh.
the thing about it. The sports, I play sports. I love it. I love the game. But what's the stuff that the people that really love the game, the sacrifices they go through, I see my brother play through colleges with pins in his wrist. He's still having problems now. That's somebody that loves the game, had opportunity to go try for the Atlanta Falcons. He was putting in. He didn't the camps. He didn't just do. He done work on his own. That what separates the men from the boys. Can you work without somebody standing over you telling you what to do? Do you write? Are you a player or are you a student of the game? That Peyton Manning. I mean, not athletic at all. We just gonna take him out the rim. Not athletic at all, but he's a student of the game.
Uh,
Now, if we can do that, put our perspective with our talent as a black man, as a black athlete, if we was a student of the game and an athlete, how great could we be?
okay. Antonio, can you adjust your camera a little bit so you can be up in there just a little bit? There you go. The other way. Other way.
By the way,
Yeah, right there. Right there. You good.
okay.
Uh let me ask this question because this is a question that we're talking about here. Listen to this question. How do you think the conflict between players, coaches, or parents impact the overall dynamics of sports teams and the organization?
It's very that's man. You can kill a whole locker room because now the coach have to be able to control the locker room.
Ooh.
He cannot lose the team. And a lot of times, some coaches is so tensed up that they can be too sensitive, and then they listen to the parents because they want this parent to play, this kid to play, because they tired of his mama coming up there. You have to be able to control your team, and that starts at the beginning. You take no favoritism. You have to be able to control what has been put in front of you, and at the end of the day, you the one got to answer the questions why we losing. Now, Mama Neil is at the house went out for you, and you gonna lose your job by trying to please her. And she don't care. She gonna do the next coach like that.
So let me. Are the parents that involved to the point to where do you feel like the parents are living their own personal life through their children and that's that because they never did get that opportunity back in the day, they think, okay, this is our opportunity for my kid to be successful and I'm gonna live my life through him. Do you see that in the parents?
I see a lot of, especially on the smaller. That's why I like how Wonder train him and let somebody else have it. And
Okay.
he just there to support. That's how that's somebody that know the game
Yeah.
and know the expectations and know that I'm qualified, but I'm not qualified by paper to for you be out there telling you what to do. And he's coachable, and that will make a coachable kid. Now, on that part of it is crazy. I mean, it is absolute crazy that the parents living, trying to live their life. People league is the worst. And then you got these, and I understand that they coach it and they volunteer and they put in the time, and I commend it. I've done it. I mean, I commend them men to get out there, but it don't take no 25 coaches on the sideline to coach
Mm.
no 20 kids, and you lose it. And half of them to be out there, they just out there because they can't play. It looks good, and then they think they can coach on Friday nights. It's a difference between you have two kids, and most of the teams around here, they got two players they can play, and they run the ball to the outside, and they can outrun everybody. But what happens when they start hitting junior high? They end up falling off.
Mm.
They quit. They don't have any grades. Then you go to the high school. You think you can coach out, coach the coach. You can't sit up there and run sweet right and sweet left in high school. It's a chess game in high school. Now I have an opportunity to listen to the language on all levels,
Okay.
and I'm sitting there like, man, there's no way you can coach on this level. It's different. It's different. And then guys, it's a chess match all night long, and it's
Antonio,
stuff that.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You
And
bring up a
so
valuable point.
we actually have to let coaches coach. It's okay. I work with you. I work with a kid, but my brother played. I didn't coach him. I stood up there. No, what he did, he brought me the film. And because he knew I love football, I could break it down and read plays. He brought the film on Mondays. We him and his partner, I cook. We sit over there and watch film. I tell him this, and this. That was it. That's the end of the discussion. Before the game, I text him, hey, you already know what to do. During the game, I don't say one word. I don't
Mm.
say one word. I never said one word. Now, he would get his butt whooped out there, and I seen something that I told him to. I'm going down when he come out of the locker room after the halftime, after the coach don't say, I don't want to see that again.
Mm.
But you can that's coach that's helping out and motivating. But you have to listen to that coach. Like you said, you got 25 folks telling you to do 25 different things. And you can't even get the one thing right. How you gonna do 25 things?
Wow. Wow. And
And
you bringing up a valid point. I'm finna say something. And I did a episode with Wendell Thompson not too long ago about
mhm,
the stretchology, and I showcased his son on that show. He got, when I tell you that he got over 700 hits the first night of that show. When I tell you parents was watching that show because I showed a video of him training his son, and now I went out there and watched him the work that he put in with his son. I'm right there on the sideline with him. He's a parent. He knows football. He's sitting in the seat. I'm watching the other parents. They up on the sideline with the coaches,
acting a fool.
walking the sideline. I says to him, I says, Wendell, why you not up with all the parents? He says, that ain't my job. He said, that's not what I do. He said, my job is to get my son prepared for the game. Their job is to coach him. I make sure he's ready mentally, health wise, working him out. But that's not my job to coach him. He's coachable. He's coachable. And he said, my role is right here to support him and make sure that he does what I taught him to do. And when he does not do what I taught him to do, I make notes and we go back and we work on it. And
And this,
when he told me that, I said, now that's a parent and that's someone who's really paying attention to the game.
yep. And that's
And
what most of them do. We don't do that. That's why when you see them, we around here summertime and doing this and doing that, they at camps. They at camps. They at
yeah,
real camps. They ain't at these old $2 camps.
yeah,
They at them camps get some personal training. And you wonder why they coming out there killing the game? That's why. And Wendell, I got a chance to call his ball game. He can play.
yeah,
The boy can ball.
yeah,
His son don't even know how good he can ball.
yeah,
He can ball. So with him being able to instill him, he's talented already. He's gonna have talent. Just that bloodline. But just him being coachable, that's the thing about it. Coachable kids. It was a little kid. I called the game on Thursday night. Little old bitty kid. He probably was. He started the ball game. He probably was like I would say 5 feet tall. In eighth grade, he probably was 75 pounds soaking wet. Playing cornerback, playing press coverage. He holding 6 feet receivers in the eighth grade, and the kid was athletic. But I sit there and watch that kid. He done everything right. Everything the coach told him to do, and he ended up catching an interception. And so I turned to the coach. I said, "That kid right there gonna be good. He's gonna be about 3 or 4 years for you." He said, "The thing about it, he's coachable. He just ain't got the physical ability right now.
Mm.
We can put weight on you, but we can't put this in your head."
Mm.
That's what they don't understand. We gonna be fast. We born to run. We can run. I don't care how big we is. We get something. We can run
Yeah.
and we can get big. But can we learn? Can we take it from the classroom? Can we take it from the field room to the field without it being performance? Can we be coachable? And
Mm.
that's a lot of the issues. Um, not being students of the game.
Antonio, I gotta ask this question because as a retired police officer with the Little Rock Police Department, I had to work games over the years, and I
Hmm.
know, man, I we said a prayer on the show that I did with Wendell Thompson before the football season started about police officers watching taking those games because things happen in those games people don't realize to take place because kids get mad at another kid. They bring things to the game that you don't think they bring into the game, and next thing you know, you got a melee, you got a shooting, you got something that took place. You in the national news. It happens every year.
Hmm.
It's like a domino effect, and I prayed, and I still pray. I continue to pray that we are violent free when it comes down to sports this year. I'm praying that we are violent free with any kind of youth sports this year throughout the United States. How often have you seen that where there's a violent thing that's taken over in a game, and you, as a commentator, that you got to stop what you're doing and really, really pay attention to what's really going on because you like, okay, we got this going on, we got that going on, we got the police involved, my safety is your safety is is in jeopardy. The team in jeopardy. You got fans in the stand. What is your thought process going on? What is your thought process at that particular time?
And what you said, had been in that predicament and a game, same environment that you was at before.
Yeah,
Okay, in December, it happened. Basketball, it mostly you see it in basketball because everybody's so bottled up,
yeah,
and you hear everything, and you hear the parents talking about this kid, and they talking. Everybody can hear everything in the jail. Uh, a huge brawl broke out right in front of us. There was some fans in the stands, and they got into it with another group of kids. And nobody don't want to be punked no more, so they just gonna keep running their mouth.
yeah.
So they went. They was going out in the hallway, and the next thing you know, the basketball team going opposite on the floor, and hundreds of folks rushed the floor, fight.
Mm,
While the game is going on, while the game is going on, we ain't having a couple of police officers in the gym at that time. And you know how tough it is to get inside a facility with over thousands of people.
you're right.
And you talking about crazy? It's embarrassing. Well, we can't go out and we have people that's older people that's out there see trying to watch their grandkids, trying to enjoy the game. Alumni, when you talk about classics, holiday classics and stuff, tournaments,
Yeah,
you have people come home for 2 weeks and they live for their classic.
right.
And to see that it's a waste of money. The kids are just they unruly, and I hate to say it. We don't want it to happen. We want it to stay calm, but they come ready. They come ready.
Mm,
And me as an official, not just being a announcer, official now, that was big emphasis this year. We had a huge fight in Pine Bluff after the game. It was crazy. They suspended probably 19 players on each team,
Mm,
and they put emphasis on it. It's us to cut the trash talking down before it starts.
mm,
Now you can get a hold on it early, and we tell the coaches. This thing we tell the coaches. We'll give you a warning. After that, he gone. We not even gonna argue. Get him out the field. I had one other night. I got to talk about it, get him out the field, send somebody else in. They don't argue with it because we try to look out for the safety
mm-hmm.
of ourselves, the kids, the refs, and the people in the stand because those folks out there in the stands got some people in the stands too.
Right, right,
And that's where they really get in when they
right.
come out the stand.
Yeah. Oh
And
wow.
it happens, because again, you don't want your child to get stopped. So if you see your child getting the bit, somebody you coming out of the stand. So we try to prevent all that. Yes, do they get it in the stands? They get mad about us throwing flags, but they don't understand. What's a yellow flag that compared to somebody? You put a flag with somebody to mark a grave,
Ooh. Wow.
and that's what it's going to. It's dangerous for everybody. It's just like a police officer. Every time we go out now, we put our lives on the line, and we just pray that we have to pray that we just get home safely because we don't know what we're going to deal with that night.
Right, right, right. And that's it's so ironic that we are talking about this because you know I just look back on back in the '90s and me dealing with it back in the '90s and 2000 all the way up and I remember my last off duty game. I was getting ready to retire. This was in 2020 and it was Bryant and I want to say Bryant and Benton in a game at War Memorial Stadium.
The Salt Bowl. Oh, wee.
Um, that was probably the most chaotic moment for me that I have ever seen. And what got me was when we had all these police officers in the stand at War Memorial Stadium. And so, and some told me just look to the right. And I see this kid stands up and yells, gun. I'm
Uh,
watching this kid yells the word gun. And it was like instant for us. We don't run away. We kicked in, we go towards it. And so five of us are right there. So what happens when you see police officers with their gun out? What you think happened?
it went crazy.
Whoop!
Yep, I remember that. I remember
You
that one.
remember that? You remember
They
that?
shut down that game. They
We
had to shut
shut
it
down the
down.
game. They shut down the game. When I tell you at that particular moment, I said, Lord, this is enough for me. Because I retired shortly later on.
It's
That was
different.
enough for me.
It's different.
It's different. And then, like I said, it's gone too far.
Yeah.
It's gone too far. We shut down a whole game and put everybody out of that stadium.
Yeah.
That's
It's
how bad
different.
it got. That's how
And,
bad it
and,
got.
and and we look at and Friday nights is people look forward to Friday. You see back in that 90s, early 2000s, you look forward to Friday night, man. The men, they go get their haircut. The kids make sure they got their outfit. We ready to go have this whole time. Someone got to see our girlfriend. They got to see the girl, got to see their boyfriend. We chilling. But now, man, it ain't nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just mind-boggling to see.
What
Um,
is what is the solution? Is there a solution to that part? Is it our fault as parents? Is it our fault as spectators? Is it our fault as law enforcement? Is it anybody's fault? Because a lot of people don't want to take accountability for a lot of things. The parents don't want to take accountability for their own children.
mhm,
They want somebody else to do that. Okay.
yeah.
So who fault is it?
It's us as people, as parents. It starts at home. It always starts at the house. Um, we too busy to try, and I see it all the time. We too busy to try to be cool with our kids. I don't
Mm,
care if you like me, but you gonna respect me. And that's me as a youth director. You don't have to like me, but you gonna respect me while you're under me. And it's so many kids that I always tell them, and they'll tell you, I want you to make, but everybody ain't gonna make it. Somebody got to bump their heads. And parents don't want, parents don't want, don't tell them that. Like, I'm your mama. I'm not your home girl. It's all right to dress like on pictures, but you gotta wear the same thing I wear everywhere we go. Nah, we too cool. We ain't that cool. We ain't
Mm,
twins.
mm,
We ain't twins. You can't be a 35-year-old grandma. And you still want a club and kick it. You got a child and a grandchild, and you still doing the same thing.
mm.
No. And then what they understand, dads, me in the same way. We try to be cool with our kids because we want them to tell us everything. They, so what they don't tell us? They'll eventually
Right.
come out. But if you parent them, they will be comfortable around you. They don't understand. They don't took the concept of I don't want my kid to be scared of me. I don't want to be scared of me either. But I want them to respect me.
Mm.
And that's parenting. And I don't even have kids of my own, but you have to train them up and show them. If you train them and they see kids smart. Kids, man, I'm talking about I got a 2-year-old nephew that stay with me. Joker's smart.
Yeah.
I can when I step up in the church and he cut up, he gonna look back. He already know, cut it out.
Wow.
I take him to school every morning. He go in there, take his own backpack, he chilling. I'm out of town this week. His mama took him. He hollering. They know how to act up. They know who's gonna do. They know who's gonna love them, and you gotta love them enough to chastise and put that belt on them.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
get what? We know when they used to come see y'all, but what y'all hey, how they come look like a coon, and me and y'all talking about they can't have no visitation for a little while because y'all are black in them eyes. Look, I know how to do that. Hey, look, but this is the thing about it. Either you're gonna get it out here in the free world from your mama and them, or you're gonna get it behind bars in a locked up world from Bubba,
Mm.
Big Susan. You're
Yeah.
gonna get it,
Yeah.
and you can't whoop everybody.
Yeah.
I tell them guys, you can't whoop everybody. You hard out here. But I tell a lot of guys, you have parent your kids, train your kids. I got kids now, I can't even take on a trip with me
Mm,
without their parents. Because I'm looking out for this is how bad I'm looking out for the safety of the other kids.
mm.
You can go with me, but I'm not responsible for you. This in church. So you know it's sad when we have to get like that to protect ourselves and other kids around us of one person.
Mm.
And I
Wow.
meant it because I know what you're caught up in, and I'm not going to put up with it. I'm not going to be responsible for what you do.
Right.
I got 25 other kids that want to do right,
Right.
but you can go anywhere with me. But I'm not going to. I'm going to feed you, but I'm not going to look out for you. I'm
Right.
not responsible for you because you're too grown. And
Wow.
that's the thing about it. We decorate them and we put a lipstick on gorilla.
Yeah.
And first thing you want to call me now. When I told you try to do school, now you want to call me to go to court with you. Nah.
Yeah.
What can I tell a judge? Don't
Wow.
call it because you want it free. Sometimes one thing I always say. Hey, sometimes the best place for some of these jokers is locked up. At least you know where they at.
Mm. Wow.
And we
Wow.
had a young man here in El Dorado, and I hate to say it. We knew where he was at one time, but he sat out a few months and what happened.
Mm. Wow.
It's a lifestyle that we live as parents that causes that rubs out on our kids.
Mm.
When we start having kids, we got to grow up. Hard it is. We didn't join our 16, 17-year old, our 21-year-old age. That's on us. And
And,
we have to start. We have to step up and be parents, and not friends.
I'm glad we actually having this conversation in this format because I always tell people about our show with Chrissy. You can verify this because we always try to be transparent. We don't hide nothing.
Mm-mm.
We put it out there. It is what it is. We got real people to tell us their experience, and that's why you own this show because you giving us something that you have experienced. And I gave you some experiences, and Chrissy gave you her knowledge as a parent because she had a son as an athlete, and so I that aspects of it makes a good episode in a podcast, but also give us some validity to the story and the overall view of what viewers are getting every day. This is real stuff. This ain't Hollywood. This ain't no commercial. Ain't no commercial coming on this right here. This is real stuff, and we gotta recognize that and fix this problem that we deal. But there's something good came out of El Dorado. There's a young man that's playing for the Dallas Mavericks. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even know that he played for the Dallas Mavericks, and I was amazed to see his talent coming from El Dorado, Arkansas. But I actually watched him play. I said, "Oh, this young man is good." And I was like, "Now, if he can do it, it was something that was instilled in him. His work ethics. He had everything to do it right to go
Mm-hmm.
to the next level. So it shows you that if you do it right, you will be successful.
Oh yeah.
So the kids need to see that everywhere. If you do it right, you can be successful. But you got to compete because there's a lot of other people that's competing for the same position, and
No,
everybody can't get on the same team. You got to do something different. You got to do something different. So I'm not sure gonna not tell these kids just to focus in sports, focus somewhere else. And even when myself and Wendell have had that conversation, what if your son came to you and says, "Dad, I don't want to do this no more. Are you willing to accept that?" And he says, "Yes." Whatever my son chooses to do, I'm gonna be there to support him. If he don't
that's
want
it.
to do this, I'm not gonna force him to do it. Give him that out to do something different.
Yeah.
Give him that out to do something different. Christy, you got anything you want to add to this? You on mute, Christy. You on mute. Yeah.
I know. So, no, I think it was all good dialogue. I really appreciate you for sharing, all the aspects that you have and your knowledge of, parenting behind the scenes from your standpoint of refereeing games and coaching games. So, no, I appreciate it. It's a good dialogue, good feedback, and a lot of some of the things that, I did know. So, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Antonio, is always, man. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to work with you and be in your presence and just I always tell people our relationship and how we interact with one another. I was telling him one time. I said he was going to take a speech. I'm gonna tell people about this because we talked about this.
Uh-huh.
He was getting ready to go do a speech, y'all. And I said, what color tie you gonna put on? And I forgot. He said some kind of color tie he gonna put on. I said, no, you're not. I said, you gonna put on a red tie. Did I not tell you that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And I
Yes, sir.
said, I said, put on a red tie. And he said, put on a red tie. I said, yeah. Put on a red tie. Go do the speech. Call me when you get done. What happened?
Man, doors still opening.
Just a tie.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I'm telling you, um, before we get off, man, it's about listening to people to know what it takes. Being coachable, not just
Yeah.
being coachable in this world to be able to make it, to come out.
Yeah.
You know, especially being on the project, man. Hey, I take everything serious to be able to come out. Man, it's huge. Somebody know what it takes.
Yeah.
They've been there or worked the system, know how the system goes.
Yeah.
And so from here on out, when I get ready to do an interview or something, navy suit, a French blue shirt or a white shirt, and a red tie.
In a red tie. Wow.
It just does some for some people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
It does.
uh,
It does. It does.
it's great. It's a great thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
man.
And you can only get this stuff on 954 Miles of Conversation, where we explore boundless conversation 1 mile at a time. You can always get that here on 954 Miles of Conversation. I want to thank my guest for giving up his time to come on our show. This has been a tremendous
Mhm.
show, and my co-host, she's down. She's off for sabbatical. Everybody, she's finally off for sabbatical, and she's back to work. Yeah,
She in Arkansas, right?
yeah, she's in Arkansas.
What part of Arkansas? Where she gonna be at? 'Cause
She is actually in Pine Bluff, but guess what? She's coming to Hampton, Arkansas this week to support the homecoming this week in Hampton, Arkansas. And Christy, the guy that that's doing this show is volunteered a special gift for us in Hampton, Arkansas. He helping sponsor the show, sponsor
I hope it's a
the
hot
event.
link.
Yeah,
hey,
see how this
hey,
work.
put it like this: you can buy a for what you save. Put it like that. Hey,
Yeah.
it's all about working together to make one thing. It don't matter what community is about. It's
Yeah,
people. It's a
yeah,
people thing. It's
it
people
is.
Well,
thing.
thank you. I look forward to seeing everyone.
Yeah,
It's a people
most
thing.
definitely. And with that being said, to my viewers and listeners, thank you for tuning in to 954 Miles of Conversation, and also exploring boundless conversation, 1 mile at a time. Until we see you again, peace out. Love you.